Okay, ladies and gentlemen, day 9, day 1 notes, a little bit of everything. We talked about multiplication in class. There's two ways of doing it. I showed the distributive property, and I showed the box method. I'm going to show both ways, not on every problem, but I'll alternate so you can see what's going on. These two problems right here are just straight running multiplication. So you go 5 times 4, which is 20. You have x's. Okay. Now, you have 3 here and 1 there. That's going to make a total of 4. I've got y squared. Alright. And that would be our final product. Our next one is same thing. We're just multiplying. 2x times 3x will come out to be 6x squared. 2x times negative 4 is minus 8x. This is called the distributive property right here. Alright, next one. I'm going to skip that last one because it has 3 terms, and this one's a 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Binomial times a binomial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the distributive property to show you how it is. I'm going to take 2x, and then I'm going to separate the 5 from it. I'm going to add parentheses, and I'm going to put x plus 6. Now I get to distribute. I get 2x squared plus 12x plus a 5x plus 30. Now, the great thing is the first term and the last term are going to stay exactly as is. And I'm going to add the like terms in the middle. I'm going to get 17x. There's my last one. Alright, now this is a binomial. Binomial times a trinomial. So my goal is to build a box that's 2 high and 3 long. And I put in x, and I put in 4, I put in x squared, I put in 3x, and I put in 5. And what I'm going to put in the boxes is the multiplication. X to the third, 3x squared, 5x. That's the top row. The bottom row comes out to be 4x squared, 12x, and 20. Now, the great thing is this and this, those two things, are going to be in the front and in the back. The diagonals will add up. Alright, so the diagonals will add up. And we're going to get a 4-term polynomial. Alright. Okay, find the GCF. GCF is the greatest common factor. So what we need to do is we need to find all the prime factors of 15 and 40. So let's start with 15. 15 is 3 and 5. Both of those are prime. 40 is 2 and 20. 2 and 10. 2 and 5. Okay. So now I get to write 15 equals 3 and 5. 40 is 2, 2, 2, and 5. I circle what they have in common. It's a 5. That's their GCF. I'm going to do the same thing for 14xy squared. I'm just going to take 14 I always start with like the lowest prime, so like 2 and 7. And then 21, well 2 doesn't go into it, but 3 does. 3 and 7, so I'm going to write this out. I'm going to expand it out. So I get 2 times 7 times x times y. 21 y cubed is 3 times 7 y. I circle what they have in common. They have a 7 and they have a y squared because there's 2 y's. And that's the GCF. Now what we're going to do is we're going to factor out what they have in common. That means we're going to find the GCF of 10y squared. 10y squared is 2 times 5 times y times y. 12 y cubed is 2 times 2, that's 4, times 3 times 3y's. Now this is pretty cool because if we find the GCF, and it's 2 of these y's, I could put it out in front. So it's going to be 2y squared, that's our GCF, put in parentheses. What we have left of 10y squared is just a 5, plus whatever's left from 12y cubed, which is 6 and y. So the first thing you got to do is find the GCF, and we write that out in front. Now 5 is what's left over from what's not circled. 6y? 6y is found by taking 2 times 3 and adding the y. Alright. A golf ball is hit upward at a speed of 40 meters per second. The expression negative 5t squared plus 40t gives the approximate height of the ball after t seconds. Factor this expression. So what we have to do is we have to find the GCF. Alright, and so we're going to go negative 5t squared is negative 5. Actually, it's not negative 5. It's going to be negative 1 times 5 times t times t. Alright, next thing that we have to do is do 40t. And that's going to be 5 times 2 times 2 times 2, because that equals 8 times a t. Alright, so let's highlight the GCF. Alright, let's highlight the GCF. The thing that they have in common is this y. And 1t. Alright, let's write it out. Alright, so the GCF is 5t. What are we left with from the negative 5t squared? I'm left with negative 1t. Oh my gosh. Is negative 1t. And what I'm left with from the 40t is 8, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And that is what I'm left with. Alright. Now we get into the meat and potatoes of this stuff. X squared minus 8x plus 12. What we're going to have to do is we need to find multiples of 12. So let's make sure you complete your Google form on the web page. Always complete your Google form. That's half your grade. The other half is completing these notes. I'll see you in class. Have a good one.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.